Hello everyone, welcome back to another AP Physics 1 daily problem. Today we'll be going over the question 22 and the MIT AP Physics 1, that's a kinematics problem, and that will be in the description down below for you guys to follow along. And with that being said, let's go on with the question. It says a child left her home and started walking at a constant velocity. After a time, she stopped for a while and then continued on with a velocity greater than she originally had. All of a sudden, she turned around and walked very quickly back home. Which of the following graphs best represents the distance versus time graph for her walk? So whenever I get these types of questions, the first thing I like to do is just go ahead and cross out all the answer choices. Reason being, I would like to make a graph that's based off the description they gave me so that I make sure that I'm not swayed to one choice and choosing the wrong one. So doing that, it says a child left her. So first let's go ahead and write this right here. So this will be a position, and position is S most of the time, and then time will be T. So it says a child left her home and started walking at a constant velocity. So we know that a position versus time graph, and velocity is the slope of it. So a constant velocity means a constant slope, and a constant slope would mean a straight line. So we're gonna have a straight line, and let's say right here, that's when the first segment starts. Then she says after a time she stops for a while and then continued on with a velocity greater than she originally had. So here it says after a time she stopped for a while. When you stop in a position versus time graph, it doesn't go down to zero. Just because the velocity is zero doesn't mean that we're going to go down to zero. Because if you remember clearly, we said that velocity is the slope of a position versus time graph, right? So that means that if the velocity is zero, the slope is going to be zero. And if the slope is zero, it's just going to be a straight line. So we're going to just have a straight horizontal line right here. So that's another section. And then it says after that says, and then continued on with a velocity greater than she originally had. And knowing that it's a constant greater velocity, it's just going to be something like this original line, but it's going to be greater. So we're just going to draw a little more steeper. And then it says, all of a sudden, she turned around and walked very quickly back home. So then we know that she's going to walk back home. And of course, she's going to walk, not, it's not going to be like exaggerated, like she doesn't just snap straight down. Of course, there's going to be most likely a little curve because she is a kid after all. So she's going to curve up and it's going to slow and it's going to go what does it say, quickly back home. So no, knowing quickly, that means it's going to be an aggressive line. The reason it's going to be aggressive is because it's quickly, and the greater the slope, the more steeper it is. So it's going to be a quick slope down, something like this, getting us back home, because this is the position and we start here, we go far away, and then we have to come back the way we came, giving us that. So now that we have um our slope that we can go based off, now is the time to go and check the answer choices and see which one matches up. So looking at choice A, one thing I can see already is this zero right here. The zero right there is a clear indication that this answer choice is incorrect, because as I said earlier, just because we stop moving or we go back the way we came, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean the position versus time graph goes straight to zero. That means either it stays flat horizontal with no motion, or it starts to become negative coming back. So we can cross out choice A since it has that zero part. Choice B, just looking at it, it looks pretty identical to what we have, or roughly around that. So I would say we can go leave this and come back and see if there's anything else. Choice C, as I said, it has this zero part right here, and in this situation, we shouldn't have any zero parts, so that's incorrect. And then choice D, it also has that zero, and it also has a little gap, which is completely incorrect. I think maybe it goes underneath, but I don't know what that is. But yeah, so going back to choice B matches our graph correctly because I could see she starts off going with the constant velocity. She stops moving for a little bit, so it's a horizontal slope. Then she starts moving again a little more fastly, and then finally she turns around, and goes back home faster than she did ever, and that just matches up with the answer choice, giving us choice B. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything you didn't understand or was confusing, please comment down below and I'd love to go through and answer your questions or make an additional video. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Continue prepping and remember to enjoy life.